Harlem provided a stage for civil rights protests and the Black Power movement. During the mid-1960s, blacks were searching for identity, voicing their opinions about political policies, and looking to leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X for guidance. For some people, Malcolm X was one of the most powerful voices of Black America at the height of his power.
The white man brings it in. The white man brings it to Harlem. The white man makes you a drug addict. The white man then puts you in jail when he catches you using drugs.
But for others, his views were seen as a threat to the American society.
And until the American Negro lets the white man know that we are really ready and willing to pay the price that is necessary for freedom, our people will always be walking around here second-class citizens, or what you call 20th century slaves.
What price are you talking about, sir?
The price of freedom is death.
Words that may have cost him his life. On February 21st, 1965, El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, Malcolm X, was shot to death while giving a speech at the Audubon Ballroom in Harlem. And Ilyasah Shabazz, one of 6 daughters of Malcolm X, is at the forefront of the fight to help save the Audubon from being destroyed.
My father, El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz Malcolm X, was assassinated here a little over 40 years ago, 40 years and a few months. We're very happy that we could transform a site that represented great tragedy with the assassination of my father. We've transformed a tragic site into the Malcolm X and Dr. Betty Shabazz Memorial and Education Center, where we will provide a wonderful facility to address the needs of oppressed people.
Inside, the original lobby area reflects the past with marble pillars that line the walls. Although some of the original building structure remains, Harlem historian Michael Henry Adams believes that more of the Audubon should have been saved.
And what they did was they saved most of the facade of the building, which is architecturally distinctive, and to save a little less than half the room that Malcolm X was killed in, and a little less than half of the lobby. And at the time I said, well, this is a fragmentary and frivolous process, and it would be better to destroy everything. But I realize now that I'm older that I was wrong, that enough survives that it does one very dramatic and valuable thing. What is left provides the most compelling indictment that you could have for them destroying any of it. That as you look at it and you say, this is so incredible, how could you have something of this quality and destroy a part of it? There's still enough that's left that it allows people to focus on a point of pilgrimage and identifying with the struggle of Malcolm X.
The legacy of Malcolm X lives on in his daughter Ilyasah Shabazz, who writes about the memories she has of her father in her book, Growing Up X.
You know, in my book, Growing Up X, I talk about some of the memories I had of my father, which were flickering images, but my mother had told a story about me as a child, always coming downstairs, or I'm sorry, going to the front door, waiting for my father to come home. And when he'd come home, you know, we'd have these oatmeal cookies that she made, and we'd go and watch the news. And really that my father's voice was the only one I really responded to. And so after he was assassinated, she said she didn't know how to explain to a 2-3-year-old child about death. And so what she did was she took these cookies and she put it on a plate near the door, and I would get the cookies and be somewhat distracted.
But today, Ilyasah Shabazz is very focused on keeping her father's memory alive in the hearts of the Black community.
You need, you know, your roots. My father said that a tree cannot grow without its roots. And so it's just really, really important for the development of young people and future generations that we preserve our history. And so that's what we have taken upon ourselves to do here with a lot of support. What my father did for not only the Harlem community, but for people of African descent, the African diaspora, is that he awakened us, or reawakened us, to our rich heritage.
A rich heritage that Deacon James Ford has embraced all of his 61 years living here in Harlem. But for Ford, preserving the legacy of Harlem is in the handshake. When we return, find out why you can't leave Memorial Baptist Church without one.